Hey guys, welcome to another episode of C programming tutorial. My name is Raja, and in this video we're going to be learning what all these things mean in our very first program. So let's get started. Now at the top you can see something like hash include, and within the less than and greater than sign we can see stdio.h, and here we can see stdlib.h. Now what these things mean. So first of all, you have to understand that whenever we are creating programs, we want to use some library functions and a lot of things we want to use which has already been written by programmers or the creators of the C language. Okay, so we're going to use those things that they have built so that we don't have to write those things again and again and again. Okay, so in order to use those things, we have to first of all include files inside which those things are declared. Okay, so here we are saying that include this stdio.h header file. It is an extension .h. It has an extension .h. That means it's a header file. So it means stdio .h header file has been included in my program, so I can use all those tools that has been included inside this header file. Okay, so this stdio means std means standard, and this io means input output. So we can use all the standard input outputs in our program since we have included this. And the next thing says that std means standard, as I've said before, and lib means library. So we're including the standard library header file so that we can use any functions or anything that is inside the standard library in our program. So this is the basic format of including any header file at the top of your program. Okay, so in order to use most of the things, these are the very basic things, or these are the least required things that you have to include in your program. Okay, this stdio.h and this stdlib.h. Okay, so make sure you include that in each and every program. So next comes something called int main. So what is that? So this is something called a function. We will learn about functions in later videos, but for now just learn that this main function is the entry point of our program. That means whenever we run our program, this is the first thing that gets run. Okay, so inside this main, whatever we have, that gets executed and that things get run for the very first time. And then from there we can call other functions or other things. Okay, so this is the entry point of a program, main. You cannot change the name, you have to name it main. Okay, so that the compiler understands that this is the starting point of a program. So this is the basic format of writing a function. First of all, you have to write the return type. We'll learn more about them later. Just for right now, just remember that this is the format by which we write a function. And then within these curly braces, we have the body of the function. So whatever we write inside these curly braces, that gets executed. Okay. So next we have written something called printf hello world. Okay, so printf is a function. As I've said, we'll learn more about functions later. So printf is a function which is part of the standard input output.h header file. Okay, so if we don't include that, we can't use this. Okay, so this printf function prints whatever is inside this to our console. And in our case, our console is the computer monitor. Okay, so whenever we run this program, as you can see, this thing which we have instructed it to print gets printed on our console, this hello world. And if I change this keyword and write I am Raja or whatever, and if I run it right now, as you can see, now this thing gets printed. So that means basically whatever we put inside printf, that thing gets printed here. Okay, And finally, in each and every statement, you have to write this semicolon. This semicolon means we are ending this statement. So that means it's an end of statement. So whenever the compiler sees these kind of things, and whenever it gets this semicolon, now it understands that, okay, so this is where the statement ends. So let's move on to the next statement. Okay, so this is how it works. And finally, at last, it says return 0. So whenever we have a error-free program execution, that means whenever we don't have any errors in our program, in all those cases, we want to return a 0 from our program. As you can see, if I run this, it says process returns 0. So that means there are no errors and it has returned 0. Okay. So this is the basics of all this, what all these things mean. I hope you guys learned something, and if you have any problems or any questions, just make sure to write those in comments. So thank you very much for watching, and in the next videos we'll learn more about C programming. So thanks for watching.